Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon, good Saturday, good day, shalom, whatever works for you. Welcome to the debut episode of Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, right here on the Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Network, WWDBTV.com website. I am Aaron Phillips. Thank you for joining me here on my first show here at the new network. Sitting with me today is a gentleman that I can proudly call a friend, entertainer, but more importantly, he gives a damn about his community, and he has a great project that we're going to share with you as the show progresses. Mr. Frank Pizarro, how are you, sir?
How you doing, Aaron?
I'm so honored that you have the ability to come on with me today. We've been friends for a couple of years, and having you here on my kickoff show means a lot to me.
It's an honor to be here, man.
The honor is mine. Listen, if you've never watched the show before, where have you been? Their show is entertaining. It's fun. It's goofy. It's silly. It's informative. We don't really discuss two topics, never have, never will. In my 17 years behind a microphone, that's politics and religion. This show is meant to put a smile on your face, have a good time, hear from some great people here in the city of Las Vegas, what they do, music, entertainment. We're going to have some fun today. Of course, I will be monitoring the chat room. So if any comments, questions, queries, innuendos, pseudonyms, homonyms, whatever you want, ask a question. We'll see it pop up and we'll be able to address your question. Also, too, if you're on the go, take me with you. Why? Because you can download the WWDBTV mobile phone app to your Android right now and take me on the go. Now, unfortunately, the Apple version is still being worked on and should be updated when, Mr. Producer? We don't know, but soon. Any day now. And once that's available, right now they were being updated and the station here has been doing some things. So that will be available. But if you got an Android, you are in luck. So I want to thank you again for joining us. Now, what I usually like to do to start off my show, Frank, you know this. You've been on my show enough times.
That's right.
I love talking about headlines and things that go on in Vegas and make us and congratulate people that win money. But before we do that, I'm going to turn to you and ask you the first question. How was your New Year's holiday, man?
It was awesome. I stayed home.
Nothing. You did nothing.
Did nothing. And sometimes that's a good thing.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
It gave me enough time to think about what I'm going to do with this year.
Do you do resolutions?
My resolution is always to do better than the year before.
Okay, well, that's good. Did you pick one thing in general? You just hope that across the board, as long as you're healthy at the end of the year and you've accomplished stuff, you're good?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Don't stretch yourself too much. Make the little goals instead of going straight for the big ones.
Life is a sprint, not a marathon, right?
That's right.
I like that. I make one resolution. Don't make resolutions. That's the one that I make. I just live life every day. I'm blessed that I have friends like Frank and get up and look, when I see a face in the mirror every day, then I know it's a good day to get started, right?
That's right.
The day I don't see it in there, I have a problem, as does my wife and kids. But that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so I'm glad you had a good time. I too, listen, I had 2 weeks off. We didn't do any shows at the end of the year. I took the couple of weeks to kind of recharge a little bit. And it was weird waking up on a Saturday at like 7 in the morning, not freaking out. Well, I'm late for the studio. And then realizing, oh no, I'm on break until after the new year. So it's been about 3 weeks since we've been back on the air. But all the shows that I co-host, help produce, do whatever, all of them are now housed here on Worldwide Digital Broadcasting. Just go to WWDBTV.com. I'm sure by now, yes, I hope that all the shows that are listed. Chief is in the house. What's up, fellas? Thank Chief for joining us. All the shows that we brought over are on the website. If they're not, they will be soon. And we're also on Roku, which means if you miss the show and you don't want to watch it necessarily on Facebook, you can go to YouTube. And you could go to the Roku channel for Worldwide Digital Broadcasting, and we're delighted that you'll have that access as well. All right, so a lot going on. And so what I did was, what I do for my shows, here's the way I prep for the next show. I get all the headlines through my phone, MSN, and all that stuff, what's going on. You know what I do? I just share them back to my page. And those are like my bookmarks. And so when I'm ready to do a show, what do? I pull up my Facebook account, I review all the things that I've saved, and I copy those and print those off. So since we haven't been together for a couple of weeks, folks, I have about 2 weeks worth of some headlines. But you know what a lot of them have? Winners. A lot of people won while they've been here. I'll share a quick story. I had a friend of mine fly back from California on Friday, the 23rd of December. And while I was waiting for him, I decided to walk into the terminal. Now, I sold timeshare in this town. One of the places they told us that you never should gamble is in the airport.
Sure.
Right? Your collective audience, you can't go anywhere, So I said, all right, well, I went inside. And this one machine, little slot machine, back east, we always used to have the 5 line machines.
Yep.
They're hard to find out here.
Absolutely.
So one called my name as I'm walking by. It was a digital one. Of course, they're all digital now. And I said, all right, I'll pop a $10 bill in while I'm waiting for my friend, right? A couple of rolls, go by, a little spit here and a little spit there. All of a sudden, I hit the roll, and the thing is blinking and blinking and blinking and looking in all 5 lines. And I'm trying to figure out what up there, a couple of dollars, right? Nope. I walked out of there with $318.
Not a bad day.
$10 became $318 in a few spins. So that's rare for me. Generally, I don't gamble. If I'm going to lose money that fast, I usually can just put a match to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I worked too hard to get it there.
Exactly. I don't want to give it away that easy. But anyway, so a lot of people won. And you know what's interesting? Seems like I said to a friend of mine, I'm going to move to Hawaii and then come back and visit Vegas, because it seems like everybody from Hawaii is winning.
That's right.
I got some more Hawaii winners. By the way, Jennifer McCord, she usually joins us. She had to step out for a doctor's appointment. Hello, Shirley. Thank you for joining me. We appreciate it for sure. So Jennifer also was in town, our friend, and she did okay. That's for sure. By the way, just a programming note. House of R was supposed to be on the show today. He has a song that was just released on, I believe it was the 20th of December, called Next Year. We're going to be playing the video for that. Hal, unfortunately, had a family emergency come up and is unable to make it today. We will reschedule him for a couple of weeks to come join us and do the show in studio. So that's where Hal is. We'll play a song. But of course, one thing I did not mention in Frank's introduction, he spent just a few years as the front man for the Platters. The Platters, not a cover band, none of that stuff. The actual Platters. So I know he's got a song or two that he'll be able to share with us as the show goes on. All right. So you ready for some winning news?
Let's do it.
All right. 2, not 1, but 2 Hawaii residents take home big paydays playing slots here in Vegas. Let's see. One of the winners, her name was Lillian. She pocketed just over $5,200 while placing a $9 bet on Patriot 3X Wild slot machine at the Fremont Hotel and Casino. Awesome. $9 became $5,200. But with stories like that, Frank, you know what they never say? How much they really put in previously before coming here, right? So, but a $9 bet into 52, that's not too bad at all. Then just around the corner, Main Street, so Fremont Street was rocking, right? The Main Street Casino, an unidentified Hawaii resident. When I saw that part, I was hoping it was my friend Jennifer. This resident took home $12,000 on Little Shop of Horrors slot machine. So they got off to a pretty good start there in winning some money from Hawaii. Feed me. Exactly. By the way, if you know anybody that can hit a jackpot for $1 million, I know where you can donate the money. Another guess. Here we go. Tuesday at the Strip. Let me see real quickly here. According to Caesars Entertainment, a guest who was not identified hit a major progressive slot, $255,000 on Ultimate Texas Hold'em last Tuesday at, of all places, the Cromwell. The winning hand was a royal flush of diamonds. Not bad. But again, you notice this one doesn't say how much they actually put in to get out.
I wouldn't want to be identified either.
You know, there's a lot of people that do the anonymous, right?
You find all kinds of cousins and friends and things.
That's right. Family relatives you didn't know you had, and some you wish you didn't know.
Right.
Oh, let's see what else we have here. Another Caesars Rewards member. Jeff Reeves out of Cortez, Colorado. He struck it big back on the 29th, right before New Year's, when he won the first mega jackpot for $499,763 on 3-card poker at the Horseshoe. Another Fremont Street property.
Winning.
Right? This marks the first major jackpot at the newly rebranded casino. That's right, the Horseshoe. Oh, no, the Horseshoe's not downtown anymore. It is now on the Strip, part of, who did they take over? Horseshoe was that, oh my goodness, the one that, no, but the hotel moved to the Strip though. Why am I blanking? It'll come to me, I promise you. I think it's part of those properties. This guy was a former rodeo clown. Think about that. Former rodeo clown. Good for him. He used to do it here in Vegas for the National Finals Rodeo, which we don't have here anymore because they went to San Antonio, I believe, somewhere in Texas last year. A guest turns, you ready for this? $1.75. You want to guess how much this person won? Jackpot? Take a guess. Take a wild guess.
$250,000.
Not bad. $366,000 on a $1.75 bet. Again, another anonymous winner. The Venetian Resort was the one that gave up this money, the winnings for this one. They played IGT's Wheel of Fortune Gold Spin Triple Red Hot Sevens. My goodness. Oh, Bally's. Thank you, Tim. Yes, Bally's. That is correct. That is the one that has where the Horseshoe now is. So yeah, $1.75 into $250,000.
If I won that with $1.75, I would probably just
call it quits.
I would go home like the golden ticket.
from
Go
Willy
home.
Wonka.
Don't stop to talk to nobody. Just go.
That's right. Kind of slink your way out of the casino quietly so no one sees you. But you know what? It's so funny. People say, "Oh, it's got to be hard to do." I'm like, no, it wouldn't be hard to do because you know what? I would figure out how to do it. Just get, like you said, like when I hit for $318, you know what I did? Boop, cash out.
That's right.
I was done. You know, my daughter was in town from Virginia. I had both my girls. I'm like, well, 300 bills, that'll go a long way to help me.
You don't even have to lift your arm that high.
No, not at all. Although I have to say, I do miss the old days when you had to scoop the money out of the tray. That little sound that comes out when you win, it's not the same.
That's all right.
But seeing the quarters and the coin, no, all right. Hey, here's another Hawaii winner. I'll tell you what, I'm telling you, I'm moving and coming back here. A woman from Kauai County, Hawaii hit a major progressive jackpot totaling $125,000. She won it playing Let It Ride poker at Harrah's. Telling you, Hawaii residents, that's why we're the 9th island, right? Let's see. Thank you, Tim. Yes, there was Bally's. We mentioned that. Okay. Here's the last one we'll talk about, and then we're going to talk about some traffic. That's really going to be happening here in a couple of weeks. Yeah, we can make the airplane, the helicopter. 2 jackpots totaling $503,000 at the same Strip casino was hit over the holiday weekend. Let's see if I have the article real quickly from the same Strip. Profitable holiday weekend. According to Caesar's Palace, one guest hit for $400,000, while the other lucky jackpot winner hit for $103,000. So money was flowing.
I need to get out more.
Well, you know the old saying, right? You got to be in it to win it.
Be in it to win it. Don't think I didn't play the Mega, the Powerball, and the Super Lotto this week.
Why? But no, I think it's up to like $1 billion.
1.1. And I played 10 games out because I'm not taking that trip.
Yeah.
I haven't won it yet, so I can't put all the gas in. So I got to take it in.
That is very true. And the last time the jackpot was high, you were kind enough to pick up some tickets for me. I gave you some money. But that's, that money, $1.1 billion. I would take it in payouts. Don't you think?
$50 was it? Never mind. All right.
Downtown Summerlin is going to celebrate the Lunar New Year with the free parade. Do you know what the year is that they're celebrating this year?
I do not.
You do not know?
I do not know.
Do you like rabbits? Because it's a year of the rabbit.
There you have it.
Bugs Bunny, whatever you'd like. Anyway, let's see. The festivities, this is at downtown Summerlin, which is all the way 215 and Summerlin Parkway-ish area for those who don't know. Festivities start on Sunday, January 22nd at 5 p.m. Guests will receive a free lighted cheer stick. That's worth the price of admission while supplies last. The parade will begin at about, those interested will need to visit the redemption table located at the Breezeway at One Summerlin office, featuring fan dancers, stilt walkers, an oversized dragon, and more. The free parade will kick off on Park Center Drive beginning at 5:30 p.m. Downtown Summerlin says that from January 23rd through the 27th, the property will celebrate the Year of the Rabbit. So, that's not bad. Year of the Rabbit?
Not at all.
Lucky feet, right?
It could be
lucky rabbit's foot.
Worse things, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we need some lucky rabbit's feet when it comes to upcoming construction that was recently announced. And this scares me. Tropicana and the 15 is going to be shut down.
Yes.
The flyover, everything.
Yes.
For rebuilding. So I'm going to read the article or the information that was redistributed. So beginning January 17th, which is only a week away from tomorrow, the I-15 southbound off-ramps at Tropicana, both ways will be closed. So don't expect to get off there unless you're going to go off the end there. The ramp to westbound Tropicana will also be closed for about 8 months for construction to rebuild it there. Tropicana will close in both directions between Dean Martin and New York, from January 22nd to January 30th. Okay. I-15 will close in both directions at Tropicana from 10 p.m. Friday the 27th to 5 a.m. Monday, January 30th. So think about that, folks. It's closing. Tropicana is closing on those days. So here's what they're doing. Crews will be demolishing and rebuild the current eastbound lanes of Tropicana over I-15 and Frank Sinatra Drive. Much of the flyover ramp from southbound I-15 to eastbound Trop will be gone and being rebuilt, et cetera, et cetera. Bottom line is, the last 2 weeks of January, stay the hell away from Tropicana and 15. I think that's the easiest way to put it.
What about that mess that's going to happen? They're talking about getting rid of the Tropicana and building a stadium.
Don't get me started.
Why would they do that there?
Did we have this conversation?
I think it was.
Yes. Don't get me. So, hey, George, thank you for joining me, buddy, on the chat room. Here's the thing, okay? We have people think Allegiant Stadium is on the Strip. People need to realize it's not on the Strip.
No.
Okay. The fact that they were even talking about building a baseball stadium where you just talked about I-50, maybe that's why they're reconstructing all of this. Now that I think about it,
They're getting it ready.
Okay. They were also talking about Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard where they do the iHeartRadio stuff. They were talking about that.
Yes.
So I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Usually evening games, first pitch is what, like 7:05 roughly?
7:05.
People like to get there early, watch batting practice. People get there about 6:30. At rush hour, imagine Route 15 getting off for Tropicana at roughly rush hour time, because we are 3 8-hour shifts here in this town, right? And imagine the traffic buildup if they actually build a baseball stadium, either where the Tropicana Hotel is, plus parking, or on Sahara and 15.
Well, you're adding that traffic to show traffic and dinner traffic.
Exactly. Didn't even think about those people. Why are they not considering? We have a very successful Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 10 minutes up 15, right? The NASCAR races come into town in March. We get about 150,000 people to go up there for the races. The RTC, the regional transportation system, has it figured out on how to move people, okay? Allegiant Stadium, they built a parking garage for 2,500 cars, even though the stadium holds 65,000. Somebody needs to go back to their math school for that. I don't know how that happened. So where we're talking about on Tropicana, where are you going to put parking there for 35,000 seat baseball park?
They have 30 acres sitting behind the Luxor somewhere across the way there. Why not put it over there?
I'm an advocate. If they were to build it between the Strip and the Speedway, that's all empty land.
Yeah.
And people are going to say, well, the casinos want it on the Strip. I'm sorry. If one casino buys the property and they're the focal point of a build out of a stadium and shopping, and they're the casino, trust me, build it and they will come.
It's not going to take anybody away from the casino.
Of course not.
At all.
Frank and I live off the Strip. My producer, John, we don't live anywhere near the Strip, but we have what are called local casinos.
That's right.
And guess what? People still go to them and they're not on the Strip. Who's going to be paying for I think it's absolutely ridiculous if they continue to look at the Strip property. All right. We are up against our first break already. I love conversation that goes by fast.
Isn't that something?
It is very cool.
When you're having fun.
When you're having fun.
That's right.
Are we having fun?
I think so. We're having fun.
I hope so. I'm having fun.
All right. And I'm having
because
fun.
if this wasn't fun, it would be work, and work is not fun.
No.
How did that happen? Anyway, you're watching Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. Thank you for watching the first segment. When we come back, we're going to get into it with Frank. And since Hal is unable to join us, we do have his music video of his new song next year, which we will play for you as well. And Frank will entertain us as well with the song, but as well, we're going to talk about the Firefighter Memorial Transport Organization that he has to help first responders, fallen responders, military, anybody and everybody who deserves the proper send-off. Thank you for watching, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I'm Miss Murder, and I have a question for you. Have you ever explored the beauty in horror? I'm Mercedes M. Yardley, known as Miss Murder. I'm a dark fantasist who wears poisonous flowers in my hair. Among my many titles, I'm the author of the Stabby award-winning book titled Apocalyptic Montessa and Nuclear Lulu, A Tale of Atomic Love, as well as winning the prestigious Bram Stoker Award for my novella, Little Dead Red. My short story, Loving You Darkly, also received a Bram Stoker nomination. Check out all of my titles at www.mercedesmyardley.com, where I remind you that all things are dark.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Aaron's Hour. Aaron Phillips sitting in with my good friend, Mr. Frank Pizarro, joining us. Thank you so much for coming in today. Appreciate it. Before we get started, I want to mention you and I have been to Marsigliano's over on Sahara and Cimarron.
Fantastic.
As a matter of fact,
in the city.
Matter of fact, you actually voiced a commercial for me for them.
I did.
And we'll probably repeat that because I'm going to go see Richie on Monday.
Nice.
Marsigliano's, Sahara and Cimarron. I bring this up because, first of all, it's good food there. Richie and crew there, they really know how to take care of people. Richie's originally from Staten Island, our neck of the woods.
That's right.
But here's a cool thing. He was actually selected for Guy Fieri's show, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
And dives, yeah.
They go through a very strict process of being even selected for the show. And they filmed a couple of weeks ago. So I'm happy to announce on behalf of Marsigliano's, Friday night, June 27th, 9 p.m. I don't even know what network the show's on. I forget. Is it on the Travel Channel, I believe? You will see our very own Marsigliano's Pizzeria there on that show, January 27th. So, Richie, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And actually, congratulations twice. He got married yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, he got double duty. He got a great spot on national TV, and he got married to a wonderful lady that.
And he's the best pizza in Las Vegas.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
And that's not easy to do.
No, it's not. He was voted, I think, within this past year. Yelp does a survey, right?
Sure.
And so they did a survey of the top 100 restaurants across the country. Marsigliano's is number 29 on that national list. Now, on that list, there were 5 pizzerias here from Las Vegas. He was number 1 of the 5.
That's right.
So,
and I've had it.
That's right.
And it's true.
We know from which we speak.
That's right.
All right. Before we get started with Frank, Hal Savar was supposed to join us today, but unfortunately had a family emergency that literally popped up about 15 minutes before he went on the air. Hal had a great musician. He does performances all around town. He does events. He's really like a one-man band, but he also does have a band called the Hal Savar Band. You can go to halsavar.com, HALSAVAR.com to learn more. But he released his first single, really, of his own music on the 20th of December called Next Year, and we are proud to show it and run it here for you coming up right now.
Really?
I hope.
Yeah.
I was trying to get you, I was trying to help you there.
I know. Thank you.
Right now. So far, I still see us.
No, I know.
Enjoy it right now.
And it ain't coming up.
Why not?
I give up. I'm going home.
You had it on there before.
Yeah, I know.
All right, technical difficulties. Our producer's going to work on that, and hopefully we're having a little computer communication issue. All right, so while we wait for that, the good thing is we can talk about what's going on with you. We'll have you sing a little later because I think what's more important, in my opinion, is what you're doing for not only our community, but communities across the country. So let's talk about that. Former firefighter.
Correct.
Share with them your biography as much as you want to.
Well, I did 22 years with the New York City Fire Department. That was an experience I won't ever forget, and I would do it all over again. I also did some time with the Platters as their lead singer for about 10 years, and I still perform now and again. But my focus right now is this charity, which is Firefighter Memorial Transport. And we cater to the fallen heroes and their families. We give them support. We help them with their arrangements. We do for the community. We coat drives and Thanksgiving dinners and school supplies and those such things. And that's where we're focusing right now.
Now, where did the idea come from for you to even have this idea to support fallen first responders and military and support them?
I got to serve in the military also. And between the two jobs, you know, I learned to respect for the job and the sacrifice. And when I retired, I decided that I wanted to continue to serve those who served. And I saw a need and decided to create this charity to give the honor to those who have fallen to the best of my ability.
John, you can start popping up those pictures whenever you can. So the fire truck, and I call it a truck for the purpose of asking this. What is that vehicle officially called?
It's called a caisson.
Okay.
And military, a caisson is used to carry ammunition. Well, this caisson, and not only in this city, but in other cities, is used to carry the remains of fallen heroes, their caskets draped with the American flag.
Okay.
And so, you know, we did one not so long ago for a fallen retired captain from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, which you graciously attended.
The picture that I think John just had up there of the truck, I don't know if that was mine or probably from the RJ photographer that you had, but yeah, I was there that day. And if you go to my Facebook wall under videos, I recorded you drive the truck.
I do.
And you were coming down the street, getting ready to, and with a police escort and the motorcycle folks that were there, the Patriot Guard. I videotaped that whole thing, and I was getting goosebumps. And you pulled it into the parking lot. And if you see here, folks, on the picture that you see on the screen, you notice the casket on the back there. This is a true fire truck that
It's served in New Jersey.
Right, our home state, Old Tappan, New Jersey, down in the southern part of the state.
Right.
So things had to be done to this fire truck. It wasn't ready for this. So what did you have to do to the truck?
Well, it didn't have a lift. We outfitted it with a lift. It was fabricated by the guys over at Fire Trucks Unlimited. And it lifts the casket on top. And then there's another lift on top that lifts it high enough for you to see it like you see it there. They did all the decaling and all that kind of good stuff. And it's been in service ever since.
It's just, if you've never seen something like this being done before, and we see it on the news, and when somebody of major magnitude within the public eye passes, sometimes you'll see a vehicle like this being used, and so on the news people may see it, but when you see this up close and personal, like I did that day, and I didn't know the family. Obviously, I was there to support you and the truck, wanting to see the emotion behind this, and I felt the emotion. It's quite an experience to see something like this being done for the first time. And of course, like you said, being a first responder, being military, and for you to have the emotions that you must have as a first responder and as a former military is one thing. But now you're on the other side of the coin, where now you're able to help individuals deal with their emotions in a way that they only hoped. And I think the words that were used that day for that fallen firefighter was I heard somebody say that he wanted to make sure he got one more ride on a fire truck, something like that.
That was the captain's wish, and his son made sure that it happened. He
Absolutely.
reached out to me, and there you have it. So
yeah, it's tremendous. So we popped up a picture of you behind a microphone there singing, and if I'm not mistaken, was this one of your stadium singing?
This here was something I did. I was part of a group that went to, I believe it was Oklahoma, and we helped to rebuild houses after a storm.
Gotcha.
And I was asked to sing the national anthem at one of the events at the end of it.
I want to say that Frank not only did the Platters thing and whatnot, but he is invited to do a lot of vocal performances. You just did one over the holidays. I saw you posted at church.
Oh yeah, they built a $14 million cathedral in Summerlin.
Okay.
And they asked me to sing at their Christmas Eve service.
That was beautiful. You shared the clip.
It was a great experience. It was an honor to be part of it.
If I didn't already celebrate Hanukkah, I would have converted just watching that. So, and I say that with all due love and respect to everybody. You saw a picture of Frank singing in a beautiful blue tuxedo jacket. You were doing the Platters at the time with that, right?
I was doing the Platters that time.
Now, I also understand if a little birdie told me once in the past, you met your significant other while singing too. Is that correct?
Yes. My wife Val, she was on there. She performed with the Platters a long time before I did, and she, in her own right, had her own recording contract with Atlantic Records, and charted number 4 on the Billboard.
Wow,
music
number
charts.
4, folks. We're not talking about amateurs here.
Yeah, so she's done a lot, and it was an honor to meet up with her and perform with her and travel the world, and now we're married and
I've met your beautiful wife, and she is quite a lady. You got very lucky.
Thank you very much.
You got very
You're not
lucky.
doing too bad on your end yourself.
I know. Tomorrow will be 34 years that I've survived. I mean, been married to my wife, but thank you.
And we're getting ready to hit 6 next week.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
There
much.
you go. Listen, any day past one is always good in
Anybody
marriage.
that can deal with me more than 6 months is a champ.
It's always good, right?
That's right.
So let's talk about, again, the case on. So you just saw a fire truck. So for most people, they're thinking, well, that's only good for the firefighter community. Now, I want to also share that the state of Nevada, and please correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
that we're the only state that does not have a firefighters museum.
That's right.
And so part of your mission is to also create that museum as well. Talk
That's
about
right.
what your vision is.
Well, the vision is my vision. I have, I'm a dreamer, but my vision is to build a facility, a 3-story facility sitting on a 80,000 square foot footprint that will have exhibits and old vintage fire trucks and a 9/11 section and a facility with a theater to not only do fundraisers and concerts and things that will benefit the charity, but also to have a facility where the local municipalities can go and train and do seminars and those kind of things.
Did you also talk about an auditorium? You said performing center,
The auditorium
right?
is going to be 18,000 square feet.
Okay, and then there was something in the back that you were going to also build
Yes,
as well.
a memorial garden.
See, I listen.
See, it's going to have a reflecting pool with a fountain, and it'll have a wall like the Vietnam Wall. It'll have all the police, fire, veterans that are the locals who have fallen,
Right.
and their names will be up there.
It's really a testament to your service, not only to the military and of course your firefighters, but now you're providing a service again. I don't want to say that you have the duty to, I'm not trying to say that, but the discipline in the military and of course being a firefighter is always thinking about others.
That's what we do.
Right. And that's part of the call every day when you wake up is to make sure we take care of our friends or family or brothers or sisters, even if we don't know them. The idea of this coming together soon, and I'm going to be straight up and honest, I'm going to call it as it is. You're talking about funding that's needed here.
Right.
There's a huge funding need. You can go to firefightermemorialtransport.org, green button right across the top that says donate. And I'm going to be honest, we need about $1 million. And I say we because I'm an unofficial ambassador because I talk about this for anybody and everybody that I can to get involved. Hello, Patty. Thank you for joining us. Patty McGill is in the chat room. Thank you so much.
Hey, Patty.
If you are, I would say if, everybody needs to support something to help build their community.
That's right.
So if everybody watching, listening will see the show and just put $5 together, that's a start. It's going to take money to do this, and we want to do it as soon as possible to make sure we support those in need to teach and educate, because you're going to have the facility where we can teach people, the museum and classes or whatever it is, to benefit everybody. The problem is, and I'm going to say it for you, you don't have to, and I know I don't talk about politics or religion, but this is unfortunately becoming a political grenade, so to speak, because everybody wants it for themselves, yet they're not thinking the big picture of what this is all about.
Right.
And this is also something not expected or intended to just be serviced here in our state. This is something that can be available to anybody across the country.
That's right.
So you're also, I know at one point you were donated a vehicle that could have gone towards our Family in Blue police officers.
And we're already working on another one.
Okay.
And we already have in the works a battle-used Humvee
Okay.
that's going to carry veterans. And so right now we're doing $1 million campaign, and that's basically to get a headquarters and to house those vehicles and to do everything one-stop shop.
Yep.
And that's where we are right now. So time is ticking, and there's a lot of work that we need to do, and we need to build these things in order to be able to do more than what we're doing now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Lisa Mascari, who's in the chat room, and Jennifer McCord out in Hawaii joined us. I guess her dental appointment, whatever she had, she was able to get done pretty quickly. Patty McGill also. Shirley, thank you so much for kicking in and watching us here on our Facebook channel.
Shirley
All right.
Gurley.
What's that?
Shirley Gurley.
Oh, that's right. We thank you all very much for that. All right. Mr. Producer, what is the best way to transition? Should we go to a break and allow Frank to head over to Studio 1A? Okay, we're going to do that. And when we come back, you're going to hear the great tones. So when Frank Pizarro singing something, I don't know what he selected. It'll be a surprise to me. For all I know, it could be Row, Row, Row Your Boat, and I really don't care because he's got a great voice. You're watching Aaron's Hour. We'll be right back.
I'm Miss Murder, and I have a question for you. Have you ever explored the beauty in horror? I'm Mercedes M. Yardley, known as Miss Murder. I'm a dark fantasist who wears poisonous flowers in my hair. Among my many titles, I'm the author of the Stabby award-winning book titled Apocalyptic Montessa and Nuclear Lulu, A Tale of Atomic Love, as well as winning the prestigious Bram Stoker Award for my novella, Little Dead Red. My short story, Loving You Darkly, also received a Bram Stoker nomination. Check out all of my titles at www.mercedesmyardley.com, where I remind you that all things are dark, darling.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
Hey, welcome back to Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. Thank you for joining me on this great Saturday. Thank you. Happy New Year to everybody who's joining us. Before I forget, before we go over to Frank here, Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills football player this past Monday, we want to send all of our thoughts and prayers and continued success for improvement to Damar and his family. We want to thank everybody for supporting him. All right, we're just about ready. Mr. Frank over there, are you just about ready, sir?
I'm ready.
You're ready? All right, with that, Frank Bizzarro is going to sing a song. He's going to do One Voice, which was previously a Barry Manilow song, talking about how one voice can make a difference. Now, Mr. Frank, it's all yours.
Just one voice singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice singing so they hear what's on your mind. And when you look around, you'll find there's more than one voice singing in the darkness, joining with your one voice. Each and every note another octave, hands are joined and fears unlocked. If only one voice could start it on its own. We need just one voice facing the unknown, and then that one voice could never be alone. It takes that one voice. It takes that one voice, just one voice, singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice, shout it out and let it ring. Just one voice, it takes that one voice, and everyone will sing.
Wow. I'm telling you, the goosebumps are just starting to disappear from my back. Powerful, powerful, powerful. We got, the chat room here is blowing up. Shirley says phenomenal. Jennifer Nawai says, where does she go? Wow. Patty McGill, beautiful. Shirley is giving you a standing ovation. Just as you started singing, though, I will share with you that a good friend, John Salerno, popped in because Billy Ball, who's a friend of mine down in Texas, he and her husband have a company called Planet Harvest Health for your CBD needs. I'll give him an extra plug. She says, Mr. Bizarro, I'd love to talk with you about hashtag Walk the Bridge, which started there in Texas, that is growing in other states and countries to bring awareness to the loss of our veterans and first responders and the stigma of PTSI. Her good friend with a heart bigger than Texas, who is from New York and has his own story, is someone I would love to introduce you to, and that person's name is John Salerno. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. So we'll make a match and have you guys talk with Billy and John. The tag is in there. So Billy, thank you. Everybody, thank you so much. And I will say, I'm proud to say, as I was watching the feed here, our view numbers went up as soon as you started singing. So maybe you need to sing the rest of the show. But I love the message in there because it is so true. One voice can make a difference because it's like taking that first step. You got to take a first step and then the second, the third, and the fourth. One voice kind of wakes everybody up.
That's right.
And then the rest hopefully will follow.
And we need to get back to being unified.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not right, left. It's everything should be in the middle because it's all about the end goal.
Correct.
And so when we can get away from trying to get credit for reaching the goal, and together we can make it even bigger than what we expected.
That's just it. And we said it in the past. You know, she mentioned PTSI in her message, and everybody has something. And I'll just put that under the category of, I like saying mental wellness. I don't like saying,
Right.
that other word.
Right.
Take the W off of it.
Sure.
You don't know what one smile can do for somebody.
That's right.
You open a door for somebody, or they open the door for you. Just turn around and say thank you. And again, it's just that first step of doing something that we want this positive stuff to connect, because like you said, we have been separated as a country for far too long. And it's a shame that there are times we have to walk around walking on eggshells because we're worried about maybe a shirt we're wearing or colors or something on a car. You just don't know.
And I was talking about wanting to take credit. I used to tell this story. There's a time when you're going to get to heaven and they're going to show you a list of all the people that are there in heaven because of what you did good. But there's going to be a whole lot of people that are not there because of all the stuff you didn't do.
Right.
So you got to remember that people are watching, even though you don't know them. People know. You go all over the world and people know who you are. I had the privilege of traveling with the group, and people would come up to me and say, you're fantastic. And Frank, hey, Frank, you're in Brazil and they're telling you, hey, Frank. And you're like, oh, wow.
They know me
so
here?
you're touching people,
Right.
even though they don't know you.
Right.
And so you always have to make sure that you always put on a good face and do and help and support people whenever they need you.
You just don't know. That's the thing. You just don't know about, like you said, who's watching, who's kind of keeping their eye on things. I remember in something similar in social media, the great Herm Edwards, former NFL player for the Eagles, the guy who picked up the loose fumble, the Joe Pisarcik game. But anyway, I don't hold any grudges. He always used to say, even on social media, don't hit send, because we all get fired up, and I'm guilty of it. You get fired up, you want to just blast something on, and then I look at it and I go delete, because I'm like, that could be a backlash on me.
Well, we got a file at home of stuff that we rage, and that's the stuff that we'll never send. It just stays in a file. I just got my thoughts out. But and we do have to get back to tradition and. Oh, my good friend Nilsson is out there. Thank you. He's out there from, there we go. There's my friend. I'm just looking at it very quickly in the chat room. Thank you so much for joining me. She's also a great follower, this Nilsson. We love, listen, I'm blessed with the fact when you have somebody like a Nilsson following, that is someone who's not from the local area, not even from our local country. Reach. man.
Okay.
You're reaching.
I'm reaching for something. I have a friend, Healy, who's out in Denmark. I haven't seen her in the chat room in a while. She's a great artist out in Denmark. She follows the show. So I'm proud to say that with this show and all the other shows that I do have an international reach, which is great because a message like what you just delivered, which by the way, who originally, you said that song was done by
Barry Manilow.
He did that song, but that message now literally just went out internationally. And so for everybody that heard it, let's go out onto firefightermemorialtransport.org. Please go out and hit that green button on top that says donate. Listen, I know Frank doesn't care if it's $1, if it's $5, $10. Just donate something in there to show support for what Frank is trying to do to help others in our community, as well as it could be somebody in your community that should be recognized the proper way as maybe their last wishes, taking that last ride, so to speak. I want to step aside for a final break. We took an extra one in between so Frank can get over to Studio 1A to get ready, but now let's go for our regularly scheduled break before we wrap up. We're almost done with the show.
It was too fast.
I'm telling you, I need a new second hour, which means I need sponsors for that. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Aaron Zara, we will be right back.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality, Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
Screen things.
Yeah. But it's not a matter of the screen. It's a matter of having access to being able to
Gotcha.
move stuff around. Oh, hi. We're back, apparently. So thank you for joining.
4, 3,
2, 1. Yes. We have a running joke in every studio, it appears, that we get the quick counts of when we're back on. And it's a good thing the monitor's facing us.
Sometimes you get the count after you're on.
That's right. And you get it afterwards. Usually I expect a delay on camera, not from within the studio 3 feet from me. But anyway.
But don't worry, we won't say anything that we didn't intend to say.
No, that's right.
So,
The mics are always hot, so we always have to be careful. As we say,
All
they're
right.
always on. Anyway, Frank Bizzarro, former lead singer of the Platters, as you just heard. I mean, I'm blessed. I had a front row seat to that song. What's your website? Do you have any of your other music available for people to
I
hear?
do have FrankiePizzarro.com.
Okay.
That's my personal site. And I'm on YouTube, and I have some good videos that we did on there. Some of the shows that I did, PBS and such.
Mhm.
You know, I'm building a new show, and that One Voice is my song for that
Gotcha.
show.
Gotcha.
So the goal is to I'm keeping it kind of hushy until I
Okay.
get it, but I'm letting everybody know that
It's
that's
coming.
That's the song for that show, so nobody
I
picks it up.
expect
Nobody
the
picks
scoop.
up-
I
Yes.
want the scoop right
Of
here
course,
when
of
it's ready to
course.
go.
Yeah.
By the way, Mr. Producer, I'm just wondering, were we able to do Fix Hal's song? If not, if we can at least put the cover photo up so people know what to look for. Again, Hal Savar was scheduled to join us today. Unfortunately, had a family emergency, literally 15 to 20 minutes before.
Just as I came in here.
Exactly.
That's right.
I thought we'd use that to play you out.
Oh, but do you have it ready?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Then we'll play it on the out. That's cool.
Right.
See,
I thought it might work better then.
perfect. See, you're thinking ahead.
Screw things up.
There you go.
That's right. He's on his toes. He's got ideas. But Hal will. I'm going to reschedule him for a couple of weeks from now, so he's here in studio. But you can check out his stuff, Hal Savar, HALSAVAR.com. All of his shows, everything that he's got coming up here in town and wherever he goes. But the song was actually interesting. He was telling John and I when he was here in studio a couple of weeks ago about the significance of that song. He had gone out on the road with his wife and kids, traveling across the country, and it was supposed to be like a documentary.
Sure.
And they were filming him in like all the dive places he was singing and everything. And they put some footage of that together, which was not intended for the song Next Year. But the message in Next Year is a lot like the message you just brought here, because you know what? Next year, it's a new year. We can still make it happen. We can still move forward. It doesn't mean that my dreams have to stop. It just means, you know what? To me, personally, when we went from December 31st to January 1st, it was just another day.
That's right.
You know, it's a new year. You can start fresh, but to me, it's just like you're continuing moving forward and moving forward and moving forward, and that's what you have to do. Except for when you hurt yourself at working out, you don't move forward very fast.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I'm dealing with the toe that I thought was broken. So anyway,
You got
I
9
digress.
others.
Well, I do have 9 others. I don't need that. It's only the big toe that keeps me
No,
balanced.
yeah.
I don't need that one.
No.
Can I take my thumb off and put it there? So some people do.
They do it.
They do
Sometimes
the
they
toe
put their
back.
toe on the thumb.
Exactly right. Anyway, check us out. We appreciate. By the way, if you missed today's show, don't worry about it. You can check it out right here on my Facebook page under the videos tab. You can also check it out on YouTube, to my page, as well as the Worldwide Digital Broadcasting YouTube channel, website. And then if you have Roku, do you have Roku?
I do have Roku.
Well, to download the I got to get used to saying it, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV channel. And all the shows that John has here are going to be available, including all of our shows, this show, any show. John's got a great list of shows available. And of course, if you like apps and you like music, whenever there's no live show playing, John does have music playing 24/7. By the way, John is the owner. JPEG is what I like to call him from years past. John and I have known each other for, well, we're going to round it off for almost 10 years now. I know we say 8, 9, but I'm just going to say 10 because it's more impressive.
You're still talking?
No, you notice how we're talking. He's showing me hand signals back there. Right,
See,
that's how we talk.
those, yes.
Nice. So we're delighted to be here with become part of the family here at Worldwide Digital Broadcasting. A lot of stuff going on. By the way, he's also, this might be something you might be interested in doing for the firefighters memorial. I understand coming up here in a couple of months, because I have to participate in this, the network is putting out a magazine. And so all the show hosts are being asked to write something about their shows so that it's a non-expiring article.
He's definitely going to get something from me.
So perhaps, John, we can include Frank to write about the transport and be part of that for us. Thank you, Shirley. Appreciate it. I try to bring the best that I can, and I'm blessed to have a guy like Frank who is part of that team for me to come on and do his thing and support my efforts to bring a good show here as well.
We got to pray for Shirley's family too, because Shirley's had some losses lately.
Oh yeah,
I heard about those.
Oh no.
Yeah. So our prayers are with Shirley.
Absolutely.
And her family.
So sorry to hear that. Good friend Peter Papa Giorgio. Peter, good to see you there, my friend. Hope you and Catherine had a great holiday season. Peter's also a techie guy. He's done podcasts. His wife, Catherine, actually has a show that she put together that is up for awards.
Isn't that the guy from Vegas Vacation who won all the cars and Mr. Papa Giorgio?
So, first time I met Peter, and I was like, where do I know that last name? Where do I know? And also Peter and Catherine are from our neck of the woods. And when I heard his last name, I'm like, where do I know that from? And then it hit me. It's like,
I won. And
it was the son.
I won.
But Peter, I'm sorry, Peter, that I have to bring it up, but he gets it all the time, but he takes it in stride. But great also. Listen, I got to say this from a general standpoint. Las Vegas has, what, 2.5 million people now? 2.6, whatever we have.
It's on the way.
You know, we're noted primarily for that 5 miles of dirt from the Sahara Hotel down to, you know, the Mandalay Bay, all of that. And what people don't realize is you and I, as residents, and John, we don't live on the Strip.
No.
We actually have a community. We're not sleeping in sleeping bags between one hotel and the next. This town is made up of great people. And I'll give you some examples of how people can go back and look at how, as a town, as a city, we come together to help people. Well, look at when those years ago, the 2 police officers that were gunned down at CC's Pizzeria, they were just targeted. And the community came together to support their family. We know what happened 1 October. And I just read this past week that the land was actually purchased by, I don't remember what group it was. But so when that happened, 58 people at that time lost their lives. I think the number went up by a couple because of lives lost after the event. But the lines around the block for blood donations. That's right. And then the people who came out to help those people online, because it was, of course, you know, October, it's still somewhat warm here. Cases of water to give to the people while they're standing online. I drove by one of the United blood banks here, and I'm telling you, the line was wrapped around the building. This was like at 7 a.m. in the morning that following day. This community comes together to support others. Patty says, thank you, Aaron, for the great show and for bringing Frankie on again. Listen, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, okay? Frank and I have talked. We talked a couple of months ago prior to an event that I was doing in November, to where hopefully we're going to have Frank be a little more visible on not that he needs my visibility to be on my show. People know who he is. Probably him being here more often will help me more than anything. But if I'm not in town, you know how Jay Leno had fill-in hosts, right? Jay Leno filled in for Johnny Carson, right? All that sort of stuff. There are going to be times where I'm not going to be available, and I'll help set up a show for Frankie, and he may be my fill-in guest host.
You never know.
You know, we have the same hairline. Maybe they won't even notice the difference.
Easy.
You know, well, listen, you're smart enough to cover it.
Grass doesn't grow on a busy street.
I always tell people it's a solar panel for a sex machine, but anyway. So yeah, so we're gonna have Frank be part of the show quite often when he's available, whenever news breaks, whenever we need to talk about something. If I'm not here, instead of doing a remote, if I'm not available to remote or whatever, because I don't like doing pre-recorded shows to air later on.
Sure.
I love the live audience. I love
what you get.
you know, and to know that the show will stay live with you as a fill-in host when we set something up. So Frank, whenever we can make it work, then thank you. Thank you, Billy. Love you out there in Texas. I had to James. Patty's all for you being more involved in the show and being fill-in host. So we're on to some great and better things here. Great things are happening for everybody around. And I'm sitting here getting goosebumps. Thank you, Nielsen. He's writing in a language I have to hit see translations. So I'm going to hit this on Facebook. Thank goodness. And it says, "Good afternoon, buddy. Aaron Phillips, beautiful program. Thank you, Nielsen. We appreciate you as well." Thank God for that translation button. Otherwise, I'd be really dumbfounded right now. But anyway, believe it or not, we only have a couple of minutes left.
No.
I know. Time flies when you're having fun. I just want to remind everybody, Friday, January 27th, 9 p.m. on the Travel Channel. Please check out Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. That's the Guy Fieri show, Marsigliano Pizzeria. Matter of fact, we should. I should probably send. I don't. Did you get the Marsigliano's Pizzeria commercial that we did over at the previous home? No, I'll have to get that to you. Well, actually, we can get it like you've been getting. Okay. And as a courtesy to Richie, I told him we'll announce the show. But hopefully, I'm meeting him on Monday. We're going to put a plan in place to continue marketing. Now, there's a big shot on TV.
Oh
now.
yeah, now we won't be able to get a piece of pizza that's for less than $100.
I know it'd go up considerably. But if you are in the area, even if you're not, listen, I know people from Lake Las Vegas that drive up there for his food. Go check it out, Sahara and Cimarron. Now, as far as next week's show, this is rare for me. This is very rare for me. You know why? Ask me why.
Why?
Because I actually know who's coming on next week.
Wow.
Usually I go from week to week. I generally have no clue. But next week's show also, a show favorite comes on once or twice a month, Mystic Mona.
Oh,
Mystic
no.
Mona, no.
Yes, John knows Mystic Mona. She's a tarot card reader. She reads that, and I'm telling you, I don't know how many times I've had my cards read with her, maybe 5 or 6 times in the last year, and every flipping time, 100% on target. And she takes call-ins if somebody wants to call in to ask for a mini read. So Mystic Mona will be with us. Have you ever seen Mystic Mona?
I have not.
Well, then come into the
Does she
studio
know
next
how
week.
this show's going to turn out?
I always ask her that, and she always never tells me. Well, I'll tell you off the air about my last reading. I'll tell you that off the air. Let's just say part of my reading let the cat out of the bag. Let's just put it that way. And then also joining us, a gentleman who does Billy Joel. Mr. Kyle Martin will be joining us, and he does some other music in there.
Piano Man?
The Piano Man, Kyle Martin, will be joining us. Had him on a while back. He's got his show now, so both Kyle and Mystic Mona will be joining us. And if you're available next Saturday, my friend, and you want to join the fray, please, by all means, anytime you say, hey.
Frankie is singing with Bowser next week.
Oh, that's right.
And Chubby Checker and
Tell about where, here in town, or you
Jay
going out of town?
Siegel and the Tokens and all that.
In town here?
Oh, we're doing Mohegan Sun.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me
That's
about
right.
that.
That's going to be a big show over there, an annual. I got called by the
man himself.
tribal people themselves.
Really?
Told Bowser to get me back over there. So listen,
You know, it'd be really
When
cool.
Bison
When are
tells
you
you to
going
come
out there? When are you flying
next
out?
week,
Midweek? So you're going out there a couple of days before the event.
right?
You know, it'd be really cool if you could do this for me. If you get Bowser off to the side,
Right.
turn on your phone, do a little live interview with Bowser, and then we can air it on the show
I will try my best.
if you can.
will
I don't
try
want to
my
put
best.
you out or him
I
out,
will
or
try
just
my
record
best.
it. Don't do a live, just record it and then send it in to me when you're done, and maybe we could play it next week or the
He's an awesome guy.
I'd
If
love to meet
anybody
him.
would do it, he would.
If he ever comes, and then personalize it to Aaron. Of
Sure,
course,
sure.
But if we, just a couple of minutes, what's going on while you're out there, all the event, that would be great. I'd love to do that. So
for sure.
that would be cool. All right, I'm up against it, so I want to thank you once again, my friend, for coming in.
Thank you
Good
for
stuff.
having me,
Again,
man.
Firefighter Memorial Transport.org.
Yes.
Green button equal to the
button.
color of money. Donate. Anything will help us get on the march to that $1 million to get these people the rightful respect and send off that they deserve with the case on. I can't thank you enough, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody out there for watching, new watchers, thank you for joining me. For everybody that continues to watch and follow my show, I am forever humbled and thank you that you continue to follow what we do here. Of course, as I said, everything is available on feedback. Again, Kyle Martin, Mystic Mona next week, as I always like to say, ending my shows. Please be kind to everybody. Why is that? or all we have. We'll see you next week right here. Aaron Zauer with Aaron Phillips. Thank everybody for watching.
Dry your tears, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Standing strong for you and me. It's not what we want, but what we need. Maybe next year everything is gonna change. This time be glad that nothing stays the same. Maybe next year, maybe next year. You know too many that lost their time. You lost yourself, held down inside. Sometimes you can't hold back the pain. Don't let the world drive you insane. Maybe next year everything is gonna change.